Stay on top of stories about stocks that may impact the market or your portfolio today in Stocks Making News.
Well, Wal-Mart has said they are going to close stores globally in an apparent experiment gone wrong. Tracy Reinick, Dave Bartosiak here with me to pick apart the world's largest retailer. I don't know if there's going to be much picking to do, though, here, Tracy, because while they have announced that they're closing 269 stores globally, according to other reports, they're also going to be opening some stores globally, 405, according to published reports, this fiscal year. So does this just represent a shift in their business focus?
A little bit. I mean, online, obviously, that's been doing pretty well for them, and they're trying to compete with Amazon. So they're putting more resources into that, and they don't need these really huge stores, not as many. But interestingly, the ones they're closing, or a vast majority of them, are these Wal-Mart Express stores, which is their smallest store.
Right.
And there's more like a convenience store, like a kind of like a CVS or a Walgreens type thing, and CVS and Walgreens were already doing that well, and they're in more locations. So I think they realized, this just really isn't working. we need to get out of this and put our focus into both online and what has been working, which is their club stores and their superstores and internationally.
Their CEO has tried to, when that announcement was made, has tried to just pass it off as, we're just readjusting our real estate portfolio here, so no need to be concerned. They report earnings on February the 18th, so that's a little bit away from when we're talking about it here. But are these closures going to show up in estimates going forward?
So far, they haven't. But I did bring the estimates here because it is an interesting story. They have a pretty good Zacks rank here because you can see for both this year, the 2016, and even people looking out to 2017, they're pretty stable here. You're not seeing the estimates fall, so the analysts aren't cutting yet or doing anything crazy. But earnings are expected to decline about 10% this year and probably another 10% for 2017. And that's kind of what you don't want to see if you're looking for a stock to buy. At least I don't like to buy companies where the earnings growth is actually slowing or declining. That's not the direction I really want them to go. But everybody knows that for a while now, Wal-Mart has been struggling to grow its earnings against Amazon and some of these other competitors.
Yeah, Dave, stock price trading just above the low end of the 52-week trading range here. What's the broader picture look like?
Last year was pretty tough. And I think some of that was due to the minimum wage picking up. There's a lot of discussion around that. So I think that's why you saw some of this sell-off. And then, of course, the numbers haven't been that great as far as growth moving forward. But it looks like there's a little bit of hope. Maybe we've bounced off the bottom, $56 a share if you look at the chart there. Since then, we've been, trending higher a little bit. It's Walmart, so you're not going to have a 15% day in Walmart, right? Unless there's really something awesome happening in the rollbacks. So, here where it sits, I think today we were off like 3% on Walmart, but that's pretty much just tracking with the overall market because it is a rough Wednesday out there today.
It is.
But it got cheaper, over the course of the last year, and really the momentum is here. There's a little bit of momentum in this name, and the chart looks good. So I'm actually liking it here.
Momentum in the name. What about value, Tracy?
Well, there's some, but there's other retailers I like a little bit better. But I do think some people looking for income might be getting into it because it does pay a dividend yield just a little bit over 3%. That's not too shabby.
No.
And I do think some investors are looking to kind of hide out in it here while we're in this rough patch because most of the stuff is already known about Walmart and you're getting the yield.
Speaking of other retailers, while they are just the latest retailer to announce closures of stores, other retailers preceded them. They've already announced. You had Macy's, you had a couple of others already announced. Is this sending a message about the sector? Do either of you think that the sector's in jeopardy here?
People keep saying, it's a recession. This must mean because Walmart, where Walmart goes the economy and all that.
Yeah, they're the barometer.
I think it's just a change in the retail sector more than what's actually going on. And the consumer spending on other things. They're going to buy that vacation or into that restaurant, and they're not going to buy a sweater.
Okay.
And you've got that movement away from the bricks to the clicks, right? So we saw Black Friday was like the first time where we had more people shopping online and spending more money online than in the brick and mortar retail locations. So that trend's not going to stop. It's just going to continue. So I think you're going to see some of these retailers continue to cut back as it's sort of a structural shift in the way that people shop.
Okay. So it looks like Wal-Mart is going to remain the world's largest retailer for some time to come, at least from our vantage point here. Say if you want to look at more information on stocks, articles, commentary, stock picks, stock picking strategies, don't forget, get over to Zacks.com. Link to it all off the homepage. There's a lot there to review. With Tracy and Dave, I'm Terry Ruffalo.